Hi, I'm Tricia Pine at rejoiceinyourvoice.com. I help men and women who use their voice every day for their livelihood. From singing to public speaking to being a business owner, I help them develop a voice that is strong, expressive, and confident. And today, I'm going to ask you some questions that will help you continue to nurture your confident, expressive, and strong voice. So, what about backstory? Well, I'd like us to dive into your vocal backstory. You see, I believe that a word, a glance, a breath can provide the opportunity for a shift perspective. In any moment, there can be a gift that we can open, unwrap, and it can lead us to greater awareness and a deeper openness. And in that is fertile ground so that we can continue to grow and get these perspectives, these grand perspectives of our life, of ourselves, and of other people. Well, our voice and how we use it is connected to who we are. There's no way around it. There's no faking it because we can still tell when we're faking it, and so can other people. And so diving into the vocal backstory, shedding some light on some habits, some muscle memory that may not be serving you, gives you the opportunity to get rid of that and then magnify the habits that are really working. So today I'm going to ask you 9 questions. And I want you to pause the video as I'm asking the questions and take time to write them down right now, or save this video and come back to it as you work on it, because it's really fun to put the pieces together of how your life is influencing what you're doing today, what the voice is, the presence that you're bringing to every audition and presentation and sales call and performance. How are they all connected? So let's get curious and let's dive in. So here are my questions I'm going to ask you. Are you ready? So, using plenty of adjectives, describe how, when you were a child, people used their voices in your home. What was modeling in your home around you? Think about tempo, pitch, think about volume and emotion. Now, how were you allowed to use your voice in your home? What was okay? Think about phrases that were said to you about your voice. And this is not a place that we're not trying to blame or shame or point fingers. It's more observing, bringing awareness, and then making a choice to either keep it or ditch it. What emotions were okay for you to express? What emotions were not okay? Now, what happens physically when you start to communicate? Do your shoulders rise? Do you get a clenched jaw? Do your lips get really tight? Do you have dramatic hand gestures just trying to diffuse some of the energy or your enthusiasm or the anger that's going on? And what of these are considered family traits, things you just kind of picked up and kept, but they may not be serving you? What about the sound of your voice? Do people say, you sound just like your sister or your brother or your father? What specifically are they referring to? Are they talking about timbre or pitch or diction? You see, my family, we have roots in Minnesota, so we've got lots of closed O's going on in our conversations. And when I came into my music, I have to learn how to modify those habits to best serve my craft. So this is a great question, how may your voice be compensating today because of some projection or expectation that you felt or still feel? For example, the expectation to be right, the expectation to be intelligent, the expectation to be strong, to be really connected, to be spiritual, to show grief or love. How is this showing up vocally? I'm going to quickly share with you my story around this while you're thinking about some of these questions. I was the baby of 6 kids, 12 years difference between me and the next child. So I really had lots of parents around me. Well, in our home, it was safe to use our voice. My mom was a singer, my dad was a singer. We had a huge home, so people were yelling to get from one side of the house to the other or on the property. People were very passionate and expressive. There was lots of conversation going on. But as a young child, what happened was I couldn't keep up. They were too quick for me. They wanted me to speak faster. They wanted me to go faster. They wanted me to be maybe bigger than I could be. What happened was I developed a stutter at a very young age. And so now, as I was learning to sing and as I was growing to sing and starting performing, every now and then there was this clenching that would happen in my throat when I had to express myself. So it was a great awareness for me that it was this little kid that was scared to communicate, and I had to do some of the work around that to go, I can relax. I don't have the stuttering problem anymore. It's okay to express myself. Also, once I got rid of the stutter, the pressure to make loud sounds and to yell from one side of the room to the other or to yell up the stairs or down, there was a lot of pressure there. So I found that I brought that same type of pressure into my vocal technique, and when I got up to sing, there was this urgency to push. And so I had to take steps in my vocal work, and thank goodness I found a wonderful teacher that helped me really align my voice and my body rather than being in my head all the time, projecting those things out through my voice. So the work had to be done, but it was a great awareness to me to go, wow, I am big enough. I do have a big enough voice. I don't have to be scared to express myself. I don't have to hurry. I can take my time. And those are the types of awarenesses that I want for you. Your story is going to be completely different and very unique, but there are similarities in that you're bringing some of those beliefs into your work today. And I want to shed light on them so that you can kind of take control back. Okay? So I want you to start observing where it shows up in performance, audition, and presentation. I want you to start putting the pieces together to see what happens when you have a conversation with someone you love, what happens physically in the body and to the voice, what happens when you feel the urge to tell your child to be quiet or someone else to be quiet, and where does that come from? And what about when you have the urge to share good news? Do you keep it down? Is it hard to do? Are you surrounded in a loving environment truly? Are you bringing some of that projected stuff from your vocal backstory into the present? Have fun with this. Be curious, be open, have a good time. I love doing this, and new awarenesses come to me all the time as I'm working on my own craft. I wish you a great week. Answer these questions, do your homework, and you know what? Share with me what you found out. What did you discover? I want to know. We can support each other in this. So what about your vocal backstory is showing up today, and how are you going to release it if it's not working for you? I'm Tricia Pine from rejoiceinyourvoice.com, and until next week, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.